7:20, and now this video is relevant. Alright, so for whatever reason, every single celebrity or person that has a big YouTube channel or whatever has felt like they need to get themselves one of these Chinese two-wheeled scooters and make a video of themselves unboxing it and trying to learn how to ride it and then eventually grasping it and riding it around. So in the true spirit of wanting to be a total internet copycat person or a lemming or whatever, I too am on board and have gotten one of the Smart Balance Wheel scooters, which go by many different names, and I'm going to give it a try also. But my video is very different because I don't have a big YouTube channel. I think I might have the world's smallest YouTube channel, but here it is, the Smart Balance two-wheeled or mini Segway or whatever scooter from the perspective of an aging arcade collector that was a skater kid in the 80s. Here we go. Like I said, there's a ton of YouTube videos on this thing already, lots of unboxing videos and videos where people talk about the origin and the pricing discrepancies and the different names. So I'm just going to go real quick and dive into mine. I opted for a blue one because it seems like every single person I've seen has gotten a white or a black one. So I wanted to go with one of the colors, but most people, like I said, get white or black. And you know, just to touch on it real quick, these things are made in China for probably between $100 and $150, I would guess. I think that they're sold to distributors for between $150 and $200 a piece, and then they're imported to the United States and probably sold for anywhere between, say, $250 and $1,500. And it's the classic OEM product. It's brought over, branded with some company name, and then sold. Like, there's a user's manual, which as others have said is a lot of safety like regulations. There's the charging transformer and the cord. Take off this phone here, and here it is. So like I said, it's a nice blue one. It's the exact same color as my car. And it's actually pretty heavy. They say it weighs like 27 pounds, and I can feel it. It's got some bulk to it. This is cool. It already has these pads on top. Some of the early versions didn't, because basically when you bail on this thing, it just rolls and the top would get really scratched. So, and it's just plastic. It feels really substantial, but just from knowing the origin of this thing, it's plastic over probably cheap metal and cheap components. So it's got some LEDs on the front here. It's got a charging port and an on and off button here, and two LEDs on the front that tell you when you've activated the wheels, which you do by putting your feet on and leaning forward and backward, and I'm going to try that out now for the first time. Alright, haven't even charged this thing up or anything. I've heard that it comes with a charge. I'm going to try powering it up for the first time. So that's probably a bad sign. It looks like that means the battery's low. I'm going to go ahead and charge it up before... Actually, I'm just going to give it one quick try and then I'll charge it up. We'll see what happens. And I'm doing this on carpet. So yeah, I see it's squirrely at the start, but once you relax and just figure out how you stay in your center of gravity. Let me see if I can go forward. I'll just lean forward a little bit. There we go. And you can turn a little bit. So like I said, I'm doing this on carpet, as was suggested, because I think it makes you go a little slower. And I'm also being conscious to make sure that I'm not going to step in the middle of it, because a couple YouTubers have stepped in the middle of this thing and snapped it, and actually snapped the metal frame underneath. I've seen two separate videos of that. One of them is the funniest video you'll ever see. A guy with a lot of subscribers. I'm sure it's a really popular and cool channel. He's so excited about getting it. 20 minutes later, he decides he's going to do a 180, jump off the board, spin around and try to land on it. But he lands in the middle and totally wrecks it. So anyway, so here we go. First attempt. I like it already. It seems really fun. I don't think you're going to be doing a lot of tricks on this, but according to what different people have said and the manufacturers, it goes like 10 miles an hour. And you can see it seems like the learning curve is probably going to be pretty pretty quick. I feel like I'm getting it already. This is literally the very first time I've stepped on it. I've just watched YouTube videos of it, so still I've got some learning to do, but I've heard that after a few minutes you seem to kind of get the hang of it, and I feel like I'm kind of starting to get there. So anyway, that's it for now. Alright, so I've had a chance to use this thing a little bit more now, and yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. It's pretty interesting. I still need to definitely practice and charge it up a little bit more too. But a couple more things about it. You'll find a lot of different names for this. I mentioned before the IO Hawk. That's a model that they sell in Brookstone for I think $1,500. There's lots of different models for it on Amazon and on eBay. I haven't seen too much on Craigslist yet. But all of them are virtually the same, is my understanding. I mentioned before that it goes 10 miles per hour. It's actually 10 kilometers per hour, so it'd be closer to 6 or 6.5 miles an hour. But it still seems like to go pretty fast outside. Another thing is if you're looking for these, there's a ton of sellers on Amazon, and a lot of them say that they ship very quickly, but they are listed as shipping from China, and sometimes they say ship in 2 or 3 days. But you want to be wary of that, just because maybe it's going to ship very fast and maybe it will ship in 2 or 3 days, but the shipping time will be very long if you're shipping to the States, and you could go through whatever, different tariffs or ports or whatever that's going to be that makes a delay. So I was able to find mine from a U.S. seller that I confirmed had it in stock in the U.S. And get it very quickly. I did that basically by contacting a seller, by looking up their name and contacting them by phone, and then just asking if I could come and see it, and then just bringing cash and negotiating, which is the way to do it, although I may give up some protection as opposed to if I had bought it from Amazon and could return and things like that. So anyway, lots of fun. Thanks for watching.